Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, almost live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm LBJ, and you're listening to The Heartfelt Truth. Welcome. Let me start off by saying, as I always do, that I hope my voice finds you in good health, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Not necessarily in that order, but all equally important to help us do this thing we call life. And when you leave this podcast, if you didn't get anything from it, well, you probably weren't listening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for allowing me to come into your life for the next few minutes. I hope you find my voice somewhat inspirational, a little motivational, and just gives you another way of looking at things. And with that being said, let's move right on. Oh, my goodness. I know the last few times I got on here, I've been so busy. I've been busy, and I haven't really put anything out, I know. And let me just share a story with you. I had some business I had to take care of, short and sweet, and I went to the bank. And as I went in the bank, there was a nice young lady that I've known over the years, and you see her growing up, and then she's a young lady, and she was sharing with me about her holidays that we just passed today. And ironically, today is January 2nd of 2022, the new year. Happy New Year to you fine people here and around the world. So yeah, as this young lady was sharing with me, and it was so nice to see her, and it was really special, and she made me feel special. And I hope I did the same for her. But after all the conversation, you know, she had said something to me that kind of struck me. She said, she said, LB, I've been thinking about you, and I was hoping all is well. I haven't seen you. You know, where you been? I listened to your podcast, and you haven't put anything out in a while. And I'm like, oh, my God. There are people that are still listening. Now, mind you, and I say this very, very, very wholeheartedly, you know, it's not about me. It's about the podcast. It's about the message. But this young lady is one of a few people that have crossed my path over the holidays and said, when are you putting out a new podcast? And as I sat here this morning and I pondered back and forth and doing some reading and doing my meditation and my exercises that I go through during the course of the day, and like I say, I don't preach politics or religion, but yes, I meditate and I pray first thing in the morning. And that's my spirituality and what I do. It really kind of got to me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to have to put something out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start the year off, and I just want to get the ball rolling here. And today will be somewhat unscripted. I really don't have any notes. I'm going off of memory, things that I wanted to share with you fine people here and around the world, and my family and my friends and my dear friends, just to say a Happy New Year. And let's look forward to the possibility of a good, healthy, happy, and prosperous New Year. Did that sound scripted? No, but here's the deal. You know, as I sat here this morning and I listened to some motivational things, and I read, and you know, we've really had the past 2 years, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we've had some serious business going on. You know, we've had this pandemic that has been lingering over our heads, and people are getting sick, and people are leaving us, and it's just an amazing thing. This is unprecedented time in our lives as adults and as young people. I mean, I had this conversation with someone the other day, and I said, you know what? As kids, we never lived through a pandemic, you know, where people were just leaving left and right. I mean, I on myself personally, I know people that have lost loved ones, you know, due to this pandemic. for no other reason that probably should be here. Now, you're going to get all the stories and people say, well, this one had underlying. Listen, we're not going to sit here and self-diagnose. This thing is serious, and it has affected everybody. I mean, young people, old people. I mean, and then the isolation, the social skills, relying on the fact that you're cooped up in your house, your apartment, wherever you lay your head. It's been really, really that traumatic. And it has an effect on a lot of people. And I pray and pray and pray, and I say this out loud. Anyone, if you're feeling any kind of way and you need to talk to somebody, please reach out to somebody that you trust. And don't feel bad about it. And don't judge yourself by saying, oh, look at me, or be afraid. This thing is serious. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I don't want to sit here and, continuously talk about something that we've been talking about for the past 2 years. But it's serious. And then, of course, on top of that, you have people that want to wear masks, people that don't want to wear masks, people that get vaccinated, people that don't get vaccinated. Now, please don't misinterpret my message here. I am not trying to tell anyone, what they should or shouldn't do. You have to do what's best for you. But all I'm telling you is be mindful. Okay, be mindful of the choices that you make and think about your health and your family. Okay, because this thing, far as I can see right now, is not going anywhere. And we're all wide-eyed and looking into the new year and so forth and so on, and this thing is still here. And with that being said, on a positive note, bringing in the new year, I mean, think about it. Endless possibilities. It is a clean slate. It gives you the opportunity to sit back and say, you know what? I can start over. I can continue. I can make plans. I can pick up where I left off, as I'm doing right now. I haven't done anything in a while, and I said there's no excuses. I've been very blessed. You look at the last year. Sit back and take some time for yourself. I don't advocate. I'm not going to say, hey, you got to really get heavy about it, but sit down, think about it, write it down. Go over your past year. Look at your accomplishments. Look at your mistakes, the pros and cons of some of the things that you've done. Okay, because today is the second day of the new year. Okay, and you have the opportunity now to that eraser, just erase the board and start fresh. It happens all the time. So I just think that there are endless possibilities, and that's the key, because you know what? Here's a story. I kind of heard there's a young man, and he approached the new year, and he was all excited, and he was just motivated, for the new year, and he had all these big, fancy dreams. He dreamed of all the things that he wanted to be, and he wanted to do. He was dreaming big, and that's absolutely fantastic. You'll never, ever, ever get me to tell you how to dream. But I will say this, and it is important. Don't bog yourself down, okay, and beat yourself up, because the pandemic has already been doing that to us. But don't beat yourself up on thinking with the new year coming, that you missed out on something, or dreaming about what you should be, or where you should be, who you should be. Lock yourself into right now of who you are today, okay? And dream big. And when somebody says, well, I don't think you should do that. That's unrealistic. You know what? Dream big. Okay? The bottom line is, like I said, shoot for the stars. You know what? And I've said it before. I mean, I can't remember exactly what podcast, but let me tell you something. If you shoot for the stars and you don't make it, and you land on the moon, guess what? It's not a bad place to be. So I just think that I was just thinking to myself, I got caught on a tangent there. But the fact of the matter is, just dream big. There are endless possibilities with this new year coming. I've been reflecting back on myself. Here's a funny thing. I looked at a picture of myself, and I don't want to make this about me. This whole conversation is about you. And I want you to sit down and think about and reflect on yourself. However, I was looking at an old picture of myself. I looked at the old picture of mine, and I'll share with you, it was a picture when I was in the military. And when I was in the military, I was a young man. I was in great shape. I'm not going as far as to say I was, a handsome devil. I mean, I could hold my own. I mean, I wasn't, wasn't an ogre or anything like that. But the bottom line, I was young. And as I'm looking at this picture, and then I look in the mirror now and I say, well, I've gotten a little older, yeah. There's a few more lifelines in there than I had when I was younger. But you know what? Those lifelines, they're experiences, they're lessons. They're things that I can pass on to the young people in my family, my children, people that I come across. Because see, what happens is, and one of my goals for the new year is every person that I come across and I meet, I want to leave them better than when we first met. I know it sounds cliche. I know it sounds very, fairy tale-ish, you might say. But at the end of the day, when you meet someone, okay, try to be the best version of yourself. And leave that conversation or that person better when you first met them. Because it's like I heard a story the other day when somebody was saying, one of the biggest mistakes that we make in this life is we think we have time. Time is endless. Time is free. Time is priceless. But we make the mistake of we having it, and you don't know what's going on. When you walk out of your door, when you leave your family, anything in this life, when you say, I'll see you later, are you sure? Now, I'm not saying not to walk around here in a state of paranoia or anything like that, but just cherish every moment. So these are just little philosophical things that I've been running across my mind. The new year does that. We want to get in shape. We want to fix our careers. We'd like to have more money. I mean, you get a guy like myself, I say, hey, I wouldn't mind hitting the lottery. I know for a fact I'd give a lot of it away, but that's another story. So take time to reflect on some of the things that you heard me just say, and it's important. So with that being said, what I want to do is I definitely am going to pay more attention to my podcast so you'll find people here around the world, and I will definitely put out, at least I'm praying that I don't get too busy and I can at least speak to you once a week. So if you have any comments, just reach out to me on my social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And if you just want to talk, you want to share, I will definitely make it my business to reach out and get back to you, and whatever it takes, that's what I'm here to do. And also, I would be remiss, and I have to say to the young lady that I met at the bank, and she knows who she is. I for personal reasons and stuff, I don't use people's names, but when I refer to some of the things, they know who I'm talking about. I just want to say thank you for reminding me of the fact that I haven't put anything out in a while, and you're still listening to me. I just want to say thank you and God bless. I really appreciate that. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I always say, take care of yourself. Take care of your family, because family is important. And if you see somebody that needs a helping hand, if you can, stick yours out and try to help. I believe in my heart of hearts that this one act really, really will make the world a better place. And it's going to be one of those things that help you on your journey to becoming the best person that you were meant to be. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm LBJ. You're there and I'm here. And you've been listening to The Heartfelt Truth. Thank you. And we will talk again. Happy New Year. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm LBJ, and you've been listening to The Heartfelt Truth. If you have any comments or feedback, please reach out to me on my social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as I always say, we will talk again.